when they do the countdown, of course, they do it backwards, and this is the law of reversal. But this is obviously a real prop. But after this thing takes off, everything is fake. Let's take a look.
5, 4, command engine start. 2, 1.
So as we watch this, so you have a 90-year-old man in there, and this is fake as fake gets. All right? Look at that. I mean, really give me a break. That looks like garbage because it is garbage. And let me go to full screen. I mean, that looks fake as fake. One huge aspect is we're only getting this footage from Blue Origin. You don't have CNN here capturing a different angle. You don't have History Channel. You don't have Discovery Channel. No BBC. No international news. No news source at all. No amateur footage. And this is the southwest corner of Texas in this town called Van Horn. This very small town, secluded area where they're pulling off this psyop. So again, you know, all we're looking at is just a bunch of nonsense. And of course, we don't see any footage, no cameras inside the actual capsule itself. We don't see William Shatner. We don't see any of the other goons in there. We just get this vantage point. Because obviously William Shatner and the rest are not in there. And the funny thing is William Shatner was interviewed. How did he prepare for this so-called space journey by Al Roker in that one show? And he said, "Oh, I ate apple pie. I ate a slice of apple pie. Give me a break." So let's move this up here. Just look at this. Looks like it's being filmed with a potato. In 2021, look at this. Nothing but garbage. I'm gonna move this up a bit here. And just like SpaceX, they have the bogus reverse landing of the rocket, and the capsule lands on its own.
The capsule from the top of the booster.
Let's speed this up here. It's just a bunch of garbage. All right, here comes the so-called reverse landing with the Blue Origin. Look how off course it is. And somehow it rights itself, you know, and you'll see it when it comes down for the landing. And I have to really emphasize, why isn't there any news agency out here covering this? And it's only like an infomercial by Blue Origin. It might say Ripley, but this is not Ripley's footage. This is from Blue Origin. Just want to make that clear. Now look at this thing. All different angles, and it straightens itself out supposedly. And comes in. It says you're watching a video game. Literally. This is just a bad video game.
And touchdown. Welcome back, New Shepard.
This can't happen.
Flight to space and back for that vehicle provided a beautiful flight to space for our second.
All right, let's move this up here because I want to get into the aspect. Now, this is important. This is completely ridiculous what we're going to see here. Supposedly, you have a 90-year-old man, William Shatner, inside here, and 3 other astronauts. Now watch this. Look at the impact.
To hear the cheers from outside our stage here in West Texas.
Maybe I'll move it up a little bit. It's moving. It's going to be a little while still, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a while. I want to speed this. Now look at the impact. So you have a 90-year-old bozo, William Shatner, aboard. Look how hard it impacts. Look at all the dust being pushed up. Look at this. So you're going to tell me sitting in a chair with this type of impact. Let me just play it back here. Just watch it again. I'm not going to stop at this time. With this velocity hitting the ground,
And
that much impact,
welcome back.
and that's what I'm going to get into.
Audrey Powers, William Shatner, our customers, Glenn DeVries.
Now watch this here. I'm going to move this up.
Audio of them on their way back about how
Now you have this capsule,
the entire, and we actually sent
and what I'm going to get at is
there in the tech
literally
after having
you just have some pickup trucks arrive at the scene, and this is just all just editing, of course, with the goons inside, the actors.
from Capcom that they have
So you have a helicopter there.
recovery crew.
Now here comes the trucks. Now one thing is that never makes sense to me with all this nonsense is why don't they have any rescue vehicles like an ambulance or anything of that sort, arrive at the scene just in case something goes wrong. It's always what comes out of that truck. It's a film crew, So that to me just screams like what's going on here. Let me speed it up here. It's just a lot of nothing happening.
I know we were talking to Chris a couple days ago.
As you mentioned.
And let's get to it here with the goons. And, look at this. No sense of urgency. This goon right here. And they bring some kind of a ladder, And again, the first thing you should see here is not this kind of crew. You should see medics arriving here, checking up on people. But you have the camera crew here. All this. Let me move it up here. You have some more people here. Before setting this up, you open the latch and make sure everybody's okay. But they're not concerned about that because they know. And here you go. You have all these pickup trucks. And, it's just, like I said, a big production. There's no fire truck, no paramedics.
Where we have just commissioned our recovery crew.
And there you go.
And is about to open the hatch.
You get the
There's
boom
our
mic.
founder, Jeff Bezos.
Before you have the guy with the boom mic, you should have people opening up and looking, making sure everybody's okay, and not all the camera work for this TV production, like I said. And there's Jeff Bezos with the black feather in the back of his jacket, like I mentioned earlier. That's 47 in numerology. Yeah, this fake, happiness, it's ridiculous. Just very plastic.
Friends and family.
And I'm going to move up here a bit just to conserve time. And when they all come out. And again, not one person, besides, camera crew, backpacks. You don't see one, medic. I keep saying it, but it's so very vital. Why wouldn't you? You don't know what can go wrong, supposedly. And this is obviously a red flag that you don't have, for example, at a football game, on the sidelines, you can literally see an ambulance waiting on the side just in case something goes wrong where they can cart them off and bring them to the emergency room if need be. But here, nope, you don't need it because, of course, it's all just a big act.
At our launch site one.
Let me move this up here more. Let me see here. And William Shatner is going to come out. There he goes.
Not only is it different than what you thought, the impression I had that I never expected to have is you're shooting up.
Oh my God.
Give me a champagne bottle. Come here. I want one. I want to hear this. Here. You want a little of this? Okay.
Yeah, dud.
Oh my
Well done
God.
for doing it.
Now, William Shatner's going to go in actor's mode, start getting emotional, start crying.
Smiles all
Ridiculous.
William Shatner taking in the moment clearly.
what you had. Everybody in the world needs to do this. Everybody in the world needs to see. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, the little things of weightlessness. But to see the blue color go whoop by, and now you're staring into blackness. That's the thing. The covering of blue, this sheet, this blanket, this comforter of blue that we have around. We think, oh, that's blue sky. And then suddenly you shoot through it all of a sudden, as though you whip off a sheet off you when you're asleep. And you're looking into blackness, into black ugliness. And you look down, and there's the blue down there, and the black up there, and it's just, there is Mother and Earth and comfort, and is there death? I don't know.
He was a horrible actor in Star Trek. Everybody knows that his acting ability is not very good, and he's not acting very well here either. So very, very apparent. Let's play a little bit more here. But he starts to get emotional, starts to cry. And that's exactly why, to draw more attention to this nonsense. If people go back in time, Blue Origin never really received a lot of quote recognition. It was always with Elon Musk and SpaceX, and dragging in like these actors like William Shatner really helps boost the viewership. And of course, this is all a part of the program. They need to create more interest by bringing in this 9-year-old William Shatner, Captain Kirk. Give me a break.
Death? Is that the way death is? Whoop! And it's gone. Jeez. It was so moving to me.
Oh, give me a
This
break.
experience did something unbelievable. You see, weightless, my stomach went up. And this is so weird. But not as weird as the covering of blue. This is what I never expected. Oh, it's one thing to say, the sky and the thing and the fragile thing. It's all true. But what isn't true, what is unknown until you do it, is this pillow. There's this soft blue. Look at the beauty of that color. And it's so thin. And you're through it in an instant. It's I'll think of it.
The atmosphere.
Is it a mile? 2 miles?
It depends on how you measure, because it thins out like maybe 50 miles.
But you're going 2,000 miles an hour. So you're through 50 miles at whatever the mathematics
fast.
are.
Yeah. Really
it's
fast.
like a beat, and suddenly you're through the blue. And you're into black. And you're into...
He's talking about black and blue, and that's what they're wearing. This guy, and that is so-called space. We know it's, all we have is inner space. I'm going to pause right there momentarily. But again, this atrocious acting by William Shatner. This man has no shame. And, he would never be in the position he was, even though a lot of people are like very happy with what he was saying about science and science fiction being the same, questioning the black holes and all the other theories of science. But then he's going along with this. It's just showing his true colors. But the aspect I want to get into is he's talking about the sky being blue in the darkness of space. Well, obviously, that's because we have a local sun. The earth around us, this flat plane of existence, we get the the blue sky, and then when they go up, it looks dark. It looks dark because literally, again, obviously, we have that local sun. There's so many things that obviously point in our reality to this flat earth with the sun and the moon within, and a few people can go there. I actually had conversations with people out and about on the streets, and they claim to know so very much about the cosmology of this world we supposedly live in, this rocket water ball zipping through space. And they tell me they're Christians, but they don't know that in Genesis, in the very beginning of the Bible, it talks about creation, of course, the firmament, and how God made two great lights, the sun and the moon. And it says, and he also made the stars. Planets are not mentioned. As we know, planets are wandering stars or a different type of star within the firmament. Let's continue on here with more of this William Shatner has to say here. And he gets he gets a bit emotional. Of course, as an actor, let's continue on.
It's mysterious and galaxies and things, but what you see is black. And what you see down there is light, and that's the difference. And not to have this, you have done something. I mean, whatever those other guys are doing, what isn't, I don't know about that. What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine.
Now here comes a fake crying.
I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Oh, give me a break.
I hope I never recover from this. I hope that I can maintain what I feel now. I don't want to lose it. It's so much larger than me and life. And it hasn't got anything to do with the little green planet, the blue orb, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the enormity and the quickness and the suddenness of life and death of it. Oh my God. It's something.
It's so beautiful.
Beautiful, yes, beautiful in its way, but
No, I mean your words.
oh my words.
It's just amazing.
I don't know. I can't even begin to express what what I would love to do is to communicate as much as possible the jeopardy, the moment you see how the vulnerability of everything. It's so small. This air, which is keeping us alive, is thinner than your skin. It's a sliver. It's immeasurably small when you think in terms of the universe.
How do you balance science with science fiction?
They're both the same. Science and science fiction are essentially the same.
Thank you very much.
I can hear machinery blinding me with science.
Blinded by science, where do I belong?
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go. Is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
I've been lied to by textbooks, and that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't, it's fine. He wants to, I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. Right. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. I've been lied to by textbooks.
Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.